Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mark. It's Friday, Summer Friday. What is the market doing? Much as I talked about this morning, it was a whole lot of nothing. It was a little bit of a dull day. You had a few selective stocks early on that broke down with some authority. Besides that, you had two new issues that reacted both pretty well, respectively, Kayak and Palo Alto. But overall, the S&Ps didn't do much. A little bit of a down day, a little digestion. Still held a bell above our 8-day moving average at this point in time, 136.40. Could get back down to 135. We'll have to see, but it should hold there at least temporarily. We have our Apple coming out with earnings next week. That will be a little bit of a tell on Tuesday how we're going to really move forward, I think, a little bit after that. So stock selection, Google had earnings. We know that. Didn't do a whole lot. You know, as I said, it doesn't normally trade that much or that well after earnings. Held 600, closed at 610. Basically right where it opened up, you know, little gyrations in between. Two of the stocks that actually we should have been trading and, you know, people were on, CMGI, surprising gap down as much as it was. Obviously the 200-day is 372. Here's the daily chart on it. Sorry. And here's the 5-minute. You could see, you know, it opened around 330, 340, you know, went to 335, then went all the way down to almost 300. I think the low was 307. And, you know, rallied a little bit, held at 310 for a little while, closed right at 317, which, if you go back to the daily chart, if you go back to your weekly, that would have been the previous low. So it held that previous low, at least temporarily. I'm not putting a new long on that at this point in time. It's, you know, let it digest for a few weeks, for at least a week, and see what happens, and we'll go from there. Another one that had some pullback, ISRG. There's the daily. That was the weekly I just had up. The daily, you know, there's the daily, 489 is to 200-day. So some damage was done. Here's the weekly chart. Not great. Not really what you want to see, knowing that, you know, the stock has held its, you know, 200-day moving average, or its 21-day moving average for a period of time. It's in a void at this point in time. It could work its way down. Whether it will or not, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Not a whole lot else out there. You know, you had the Kayak on, which isn't going to actually come up. You had Kayak. Again, you had Palo Alto. Other stocks that might have been, you know, decent follow through, but not easy to trade. eBay looks good. It's going to probably try to hold up here for a little while. Priceline held up there relatively well with the Kayak's offering. Oils, commodities pulled back a little bit. Ags pulled back a little bit, but were relatively muted and closed okay. I have the MOS, AGU, CF, closed all with a green bar, doing some consolidation, which is a good thing. Not excited. Retail pulled back a lot, and the clouds I talked about, you know, 3 days up in VMW, you'll get a down day, and we got one. And you can see FFIV, same type of play. Pretty big move, you know, opened at, you know, 101 and went all the way down to 96. So nice travel ranges. If you're on top of it, it's something you take advantage of. I found it tough today overall. Didn't come in with any conviction. That's the key. If you're not coming in with any conviction, you're not going to really get paid probably in this tape or with any sort of authority. Hopefully next, it was a good week overall. We've actually had good follow through this week on the long side for the most part. And we still have a slew of earnings coming out next week. That's the key. Earnings, earnings, earnings. I keep saying it. We're not going anywhere in this tape. We're in a range-bound tape. You got to respect that. That means we got to look at lean on earnings, and where hopefully there's some volume attached to that, so the moves can actually make some sense, and we can take advantage of it. So it's Friday. Be that I'm going to be leaving. I know you've seen a lot of me this week. I will be back on Monday. Everybody have a very nice weekend, and again, see you on Monday.